Whole Foods may look the same, but it's fundamentally changed since Amazon took over ownership. Let's see what these workers have to say about this dubious company.
Over the past couple years that I've been working at Whole Foods, I've noticed it's only gotten worse.
It's like you're walking around in the corpse of something that used to be.
Squeezing the most out of one person until you can't squeeze no more, and then you do it to the next person.
Whole Foods wants to have a progressive image. They want their customers to think that workers are happy and are treated well.
I remember going to Whole Foods and seeing alternative people working there, and they seemed happy at the time, but this was, I don't know, 10 years ago?
Our team members are the lifeblood. They're the secret sauce of Whole Foods Market.
Management does not treat us like that. People are surveilled. The rate at which people are at work is pushed to go faster. I think Whole Foods treats us more like robots than something that they truly care about.
People are fundamentally not just a number, they're a person, a human being.
Our goal is not just to help Whole Foods Market as a business. We want to be a positive change in the world.
When you take that mask off, it's just another corporation like all the others. They're no different than an oil company or, a Walmart even.
Being part of Whole Foods Market, investing in team member growth and happiness is one of our key priorities.
I haven't met a team member that hasn't struggled with how much we get paid.
People have to work 2 jobs just to survive.
They expect us to do so much in so little time. I feel like they don't care about our health and well-being, and this is why this union is happening.
Whole Foods is a high-end grocery store where things are very expensive. You would think workers get treated like high-end employees, not like somebody that works at Walmart. No shade to Walmart workers.
Workers at this Amazon-owned Whole Foods in Philadelphia are organizing for a union, and they could be making history.
We would be the only unionized Whole Foods when we win this election, but we cannot be the last, and we definitely won't be the last.
Unionizing Whole Foods seems like the first step to unionizing Amazon as a whole. Exciting times we're in.
Whole Foods used to be really interesting and eclectic and fun. Things have changed. Honestly, it's because of that corporatization that occurs.
Amazon bought Whole Foods Market in 2017.
For a price that should qualify for free shipping, $13.7 billion.
Now we have this warehouse mentality, just general energy of like, you gotta work, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta do it fast. I see it with my coworkers that do e-shopping. That surveillance is so intense that they can't breathe.
Whole Foods used to be a specialty market. They treated their employees as special. Now, nothing seems special. Nothing seems sacred anymore.
I sometimes work in the e-commerce department. That is the workers who go around the store shopping orders that are put in online. They take items off of the shelf and put it into bags in the cart and then seal up those bags and send it off to whoever ordered it.
However big or small the order is, you do have a certain time frame to finish that order before it's considered late.
Workers say they are surveilled by the second and down to the item.
Whoa, by the second and down to the item is crazy. I've seen these shoppers in other stores like Aldi, Publix, and even Walmart, but I don't know if they're that strict with how they surveil them.
The order that we get items from the shelf is predetermined by the app that we use to look at the items that are in the order. They call that the pick path. But if a manager sees somebody going out of the pick path, that is at least grounds for a scolding. And I know coworkers who have been disciplined for picking an item that is in that order, just not in the order that is listed on the phone.
Workers say Amazon-style focus on speed has made its way to Whole Foods. Jackie fulfills online orders at Whole Foods. She also works at an Amazon fulfillment center.
It's like the same structure, the speed that we have to go to make sure every order is out, whether it be packages or groceries.
That job is heavily surveilled and the metrics are watched closely.
You just got to keep constantly doing. Like if you think you can even use the bathroom, forget it. It's really awful.
Robotic efficiency expected of human beings seems dystopian to me.
Since I've started working in that department less than a year ago, the rate, it's called the UPH, which is units per hour, of how many units we take off the shelf per hour has been raised twice.
It was about 65, which is very reasonable. Everybody can do that. I went up to 80.
Most workers cannot attain that goal every single day.
And then it went up to 100.
I think it demotivates people when there's a rate that we're supposed to work at that is impossible.
I've injured myself. I've gotten hurt personally, just trying to speed at enough pace to just keep my numbers up.
Jackie suffered a concussion after hitting her head on an elevator gate while fulfilling an online order.
And pretty much knocked the wind out of me because the order I had was due within 45 minutes. I was rushed to get it done. Therefore, I hit my head, and my management was like, well, shop one order and see how you're feeling. And if it gets worse, then you can go home. So that, to me, that was the day where I was like, yeah, they don't give two shits. They don't care.
The saddest part is the enforcement through the echelons. It comes down from management, but it comes down from the people at the top expecting this robotic action and these numbers to be fulfilled. It's just sad. Unattainable goals sometimes help us drive as a humanity, like flying cars. But if you bend that reed too much, it's going to snap. So there is a point, a line when unrealistic is really unrealistic.
A lot of the times it feels like unfair, and it just feels like we're just telling cashiers to go faster, go faster.
Piper works as a customer service supervisor. She says cashiers are tracked too.
IPM is a metric that basically tracks a cashier on how fast they're bringing out items. Ours is 14 right now, and a cashier has to scan and be in those metrics, or they have a coaching session with us. We think all the time, what is the point of this? Why are we trying to make customers go faster, make our cashiers feel more stressed out? It doesn't align with the values that they tell us that we're supposed to have.
I truly believe the reason why customers keep coming back to us, it's the service, the experience, the passion for our products.
I love that they got a perspective from a supervisor. And even she's saying that this is an unrealistic goal. Their words are not matching the actions. And I think we all know that's the best way to spot a liar.
Because most of our cashiers have to reach this metric of going faster, scanning things, typing in things faster, a lot of the times the interaction with the customer is just very short. I know in my experience, a lot of customers come in there just wanting to chat, or at least how are you? How's your day? I think that's kind of lost with Amazon and Whole Foods right now.
Small talk can be burdensome, but there's some value to it. I think it also builds community, and it makes us realize that we're all human beings just having an experience together. I think Trader Joe's does small talk very well.
I've been feeling like, they've been taking advantage of us more and more lately.
It's what you see when businesses grow to the size of monopolies. It's all about control. It's all about making as much profit in as little effort in cost as possible.
This is how VC firms work venture capital when they take over companies as well. They find ways to cut costs, bleed them dry, and then file for bankruptcy and basically bankrupt the company when they made money off of it and they have no liability. It's a way for them to make a quick buck. It's sketchy, dirty, and immoral, but it happens all the time. A VC firm just invested into Jersey Mike's, which is a great sub place, but I have a feeling it's not going to be for much longer.
Ed and Mace work in the produce department.
Every single day we get a truck.
You're lugging around 40, 50-pound boxes of produce. You pick up a box of broccoli and nobody thinks that it's the worst thing in the world, but it's terrible when the ice in the water goes down your sleeve and hits you in your face.
What I do, I sit in the cooler and I put most of the cold stuff up, and I do that about 90% of the time of my shift. It's very physically taxing to the body. Freezing cold still, even when I go home, feet wet, body wet. I've gotten sick a few times.
That's the kind of work that a lot of people take for granted that keeps society going. People can't get their food. They need that food, and we do that.
And then you think, you're not getting paid right for it.
I think we take a lot of these jobs for granted. What they just expressed happens in a lot of places. Like, we take advantage of people who harvest food as well. Oftentimes, it's illegal immigrants harvesting food because people don't want to work the long hours in the fields. Not all the time, but a lot of times it is. I have the utmost respect, empathy, and compassion for the people whose jobs that are looked over, but at some point it is slave labor. And this country was essentially built on slave labor. But it doesn't have to be like that anymore.
Workers at this location say they start at about $16 an hour.
You know, most people can't afford rent on that.
People have to work 2 jobs just to survive.
The estimated living wage for a single person with no children in Philadelphia is $22.29 an hour.
God forbid they want to start a life, get an apartment, have kids or something.
It's frustrating, very frustrating. I think we're all frustrated.
Seems like it parallels most industries, to be honest. Cost of living is rising and wages are staying the same.
Upstairs, off of the sales floor, we have a break room. Outside of that break room, right at the entrance, there's a whiteboard that management updates. The metric that is written the largest is the sales from the previous day.
You come in and you see a whiteboard that, kind of spits in your face like, yo, this is how much money we make, but you're not getting none of that.
They're bragging in these meetings about how we're making like 1.6 million before the weekend. That's before the 3 busiest days of the week. And you can't pay people enough to just be able to enjoy their lives. That money's going somewhere and someone's benefiting from it. It's not the workers.
This is the most auspicious part, flaunting the money right in front of your face when you're receiving none of it.
Amazon saw a net income of more than $30 billion in 2023.
I haven't met a team member that hasn't struggled with how much we get paid. I know that I don't shop at Whole Foods, and I know most of my coworkers don't as well.
You don't want to buy groceries and be broke after. So, it would be easier to go to other places that you can actually afford.
It's honestly despicable that these people work at a place that they can't even afford to shop at. Reminds me of Hawaii. People ship in there because they can't afford to live on the island, because billionaires have bought up all of the land and made it super expensive to live there. It's not a cheap place to live in the first place because a lot of stuff has to be imported.
Whole Foods Market has had a long history of being anti-union. Their founder compared unions to having herpes. Current Whole Foods CEO Jason Beekle has used less direct anti-union messaging.
If a store wants to unionize, your response to it is what?
We feel our best opportunity is having a direct connection to our team members.
I truly believe that the workers should have a direct connection to each other through a union.
In a statement to More Perfect Union, a Whole Foods Market spokesperson said that the company remains committed to listening to team members and pointed to their open door policy as evidence of that.
They have the open door policy because they like to talk to us one-on-one. Because when you're talking to someone one-on-one, you don't have the backing of all of your coworkers. The open door policy is a way to divide us.
The 300 workers at the Center City, Philadelphia Whole Foods will vote on whether to form a union with the UFCW, the United Food and Commercial Workers.
So we would be the only unionized Whole Foods when we win this election.
I'm hoping it will see more of a domino effect.
I hope we could be everybody's first step.
Being a part of this union has made me realize it's a lot bigger than myself.
You have a voice, let it be heard.
I hope that people can look at our store and see that we did it and have the motivation to want to do that too. Stronger numbers, so.
United we are strong. It's not a me movement, it's a we movement. If you like this analysis of this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.